What's going on? Peace and light and love. And thank you for connecting with me today on the Pretty Priestess podcast. I'm Priestess Shakesha Divine, and I am so excited to be here. What an exciting time to be alive. Do you know we signed up for this shit, y'all? Can you believe this shit? Like, we got some big shit happening. And someone like me that came up in the 80s where the technology was at, right? Like, we was all on the phone, like waiting our turn and everything, trying to hide in the closet with a phone cord that, you know what I'm saying, that stretched all the way across the room and everything so that we can get a little bit of privacy, to having a telephone where I can stand out there by the lake. You know what I'm saying? Be in the ocean, you know what I'm saying, on a cruise ship and make a phone call like it's nothing. Talk to people all around the world. I don't think we understand the leaps that we've been making at this particular point in time, right? You can talk to folks all over the world on this particular app, and on these particular apps that we have right about now. And what a powerful and profound time that we are living in, where we're seeing consciousness shift and jump like nobody's business and everything. And this is a time right now where we really have to be firm in who it is that we are. And this is some energy right now that's going to really help us in tapping into that. We got the sun that's in Scorpio. And when the sun is in Scorpio, it asks us, what do we need to release in order for our transformation to take place? We got to examine that, no doubt about that. And then today we dealing with the full moon that is in Taurus, which is the opposite in a Scorpio, no doubt. And that full moon in Taurus is asking us to embrace our self-worth. See, this is really that energy. See, Taurus is about our values. It's about luxury. It's about comfort and everything, right? And that moon, it reveals the secrets of our emotions. And so when we dealing with Taurus energy and everything, we're tapping into those things that's dealing with our financial situation, right? The beauty, the aesthetics, right? The things that we truly value in life. Where we standing out here in these particular streets, it's time for us to stand up and be who we are and be the truth in that without no shame in our game. And so at this particular point in time, while we working on this Mercury retrograde energy that's coming through, y'all, I have some powerful tools that's really going to help us in navigating that particular energy. We got this water grand trine that is something to mention right about now, because this particular energy is really helping us in our evolution as we keep moving forward in this thing we call ascension. We got this third eye atlas thing that's going on out here in these particular cosmic streets. And when I started tapping into this energy, I started recognizing the number one, that bright green that set it off at first. A little bit back, it was tapping into this bright green, which was the energy signature of the Archangel Raphael. The Archangel Raphael is the Archangel of healing. You understand what I'm saying? And so this was allowing everybody on the planet to move into this space of healing, of elevated frequencies. You feel me? And now that we are moving, now that the three-eye atlas is moving more closer to the sun, it's starting to turn into this beautiful blue color. And it still has a little bit of that green energy signature, like the Archangel Raphael and everything. And you know that blue, it taps you into the Archangel Michael, which is about that courage and all of that and everything. And so I'm picking up a lot of the Archangel energies that's tied to this, regardless and what have you, right? Bringing that blessed assurance that things is all good, like this is a tool that's going to help us in elevating with our ascension. And so with that, I started really sitting with and tapping in and tuning in with the Archangel Raphael, who's really been helping me and assisting me along my journey. See, one of the things that the Archangel Raphael was really letting us know about how important it is for us to be clearing out a lot of this dense energy that's within us. This is about making sure that we're being more mindful about the things that we're taking in, right? The things through the eye gate, through the ear gate and everything, the things that we're wearing on our body, the things that we're taking in, the things that the foods that we're eating, the things that we're drinking and everything, right? And while we already know that there's things that we shouldn't be taking in, we know that all of the genetically modified and all of the other processed foods and the high sugar and the high fructose, this and that, you know what I'm saying? We all know that those are things that's probably not working for our highest and greatest good. We know they're probably deep frying our foods and all of this other stuff and going out to eat in a lot of these places that serve you food quickly and everything may not be the best option for us that's going to keep us in our highest vibration. And one of the things that was being dealt with me in some profoundly powerful ways, kind of saddening me a little bit because a sister, she likes what she likes, right? Is really being mindful of the things that I'm taking in, and especially in my diet, because a sister, she likes her chicken wings. She likes steaks sometimes as well, no doubt. And so with that, this is one of the things that I really needed to be mindful of, because these are all things that are very dense. They lower the frequency, you understand, because you're talking about a dead animal, you dig? And so with that, these are all things that we want to really make sure that these things are really supporting our wellness, right? And one of the things that we can do, if we want to check in and we ain't really sure, we can put our left hand on our heart and we'll put whatever it is that we planning in our hand. And then we can see if it weakens us. See, if we hold our hand steadily and try to push down on it and resist it, right? It won't go. Let's say if you got water in your hand or something like that, it'll hold steadily. But if you got something in your hand that's working against you, like the telephone or something like that, you're gonna notice that you're gonna feel a drop, right? Because this is the magic that our bodies are right about now. And so this is really an auspicious time for us to be a little bit more mindful, a little bit more careful about those things that we're taking in. And so right now, with that sun that's in Scorpio, asking us to examine the things that need to die in order for us to transform our lives, we may want to take a look at our diets, sadly. At least for me. However, but then this full moon that's in Taurus, and Taurus is that beautiful earthy Venusian vibration. Now we just came up out of Libra season that has that air element, right? This is about what we're thinking about, because the air, it deals with the mind, the intellect, how we communicate and everything, right? And so when we dealing with the Venusian vibration in Libra, right, this is about harmony and balance in our relationships and everything. You know what I'm saying? Our sense of justice and how that shows and whatever, what have you, right? But this Taurus vibration, it's very similar, but this is a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more, a little bit more personal, you understand? Because see, it deals with our personal values, right? The things that bring us comfort and luxury within our lives, how we spending our money out here in these particular streets and how we deal with that and what have you. It deals with our self-worth. And so these particular energies, right, if we don't check in on them and everything, it can be a source for a lot of fears, doubts, and insecurities. And so that full moon is here to help and highlight in those things that are truly of value to us, so that we can release the shit that's not serving us while this sun is in Scorpio, asking us what needs to die. And so I'm loving this so much. What a powerful time to be alive, no doubt about that. So I'm hoping that we are definitely working with this Venusian vibration on this full moon, this super moon, that's really giving us an assist in really charging up. And charge up. Make sure you charging that jewelry up. Make sure you charging them perfumes up. Make sure you charging up all of them beauty and aesthetics, baby. Make sure you charging them all up and setting some real intentions with that shit. Like, this is money magic, baby. This is beauty magic. This is that magic, baby. You want to be in the business of doing all of that particular shit right there. No doubt. And one of the energies that has been showing up in a profoundly powerful way is Ganesh. Ganesh has been showing up. He's been all up in my business. Every time I show up in the store, he's showing up on the shelf. When I go to the flea market, he up there on the table, posted up, posing, showing up. showing out. And I'm here for that. No doubt about that. Love Ganesh, rocks with Ganesh. And so I'm realizing that Ganesh is calling me to come and work with him just for a little bit and everything. And so Ganesh comes through with the energy of overcoming obstacles and challenges. See, when you want some victory in your life, you want to work with Ganesh, baby. This is exactly, this is an auspicious tap into really getting yourself to the next level. You want to jump a timeline, baby? Then you want to work with Ganesh, no doubt about it. And so with that, hold up, let me do my Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And so that's the chant for Ganesh right there, baby. And when you work with that particular chant, this is when you get all up in the energy, the frequency, the vibration of that Ganesh energy, immersing yourself with the ability to overcome the obstacles and challenges. Because we got a lot of that shit that's going on. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? We in the age of Aquarius, baby. And so all of this madness that's going down and everything, these are the things that need to take place for shift to happen. I ain't never seen nobody make no real moves in comfort and then everything is going well. And then they say, you know what? We go fix some shit that ain't right. We need discomfort. We need the madness to break out in order for that to happen. And as sad as this is, right? Because a lot of people are losing a lot of their securities, right? Their jobs, their benefits and all types of shit, whatever, what have you, right? So this is a time of uncertainty. And so it doesn't feel like it's happening for us. It feels like it's happening to us. But I assure you, by this time next year, we'll recognize that these things had to happen in order for us to be able to move forward, because it's going to get deep as we move forward, sadly, unfortunately. But this is what needs to happen in order for us to advance, in order for us to get on that highest timeline and be about that business that we need to be about. We got to go through the change. And so just like when you having a baby and everything and you're going through hella pain, for those of us that know, we know, right? That is hella pain, right? But then when that child comes out, it's almost as if, you know, it was all worth it at the end of the day until they become about 15 and then, you know, whatever. However, you know what I'm saying? This is when it makes it all worth it at the end of the day, right? And so, yeah, this is definitely like some things that need to happen and everything. And so with that, make sure that you definitely charging up all of the beauty supplies, all of the stuff like that and everything, and really tapping into some workings that's really going to help and elevate you, no doubt, because this is an auspicious tap on that energy. Now, I wanted to also talk about this water grand trine that we got, because this water grand trine is really going to help us to ascend, no doubt. This is really dialing us into higher vibrational operations. You understand? See, this water grand trine is happening in the later degrees. See, when it's in the earlier degrees, this is when we kind of newbies to that particular energy and everything. And so we stumble and fall and we make a lot of childish mistakes and everything. And then you move into the middle phase of it and you more in like the adolescent phase, like you getting it, you starting to move, you understand how things work and everything, you know what I'm saying? And then as you move into the adult phase of the later degrees, you move more into a mastery of that particular energy. And so the consciousness is elevated with that particular energy. And so with these water grand trines is really going to allow us to move into this space of emotional intelligence. This is a high five and an alley-oop right now. And we going to need this right now because we got so much uncertainty and everything. We go see folks really elevating out here in these particular streets right about now, being a blessing to somebody besides themselves. You understand? Moving up out of that particular energy and allowing us to have more compassion. The North Node is still in Pisces. And so now, right now, while we got the third eye atlas and everything that started off with that green light that was giving us that healing vibration from the Archangel Raphael, is now starting to turn into that blue light that's really allowing us to really stand in our truth with courage with the Archangel Michael signature and everything, right? This is really, really getting us in alignment to really be able to elevate, to make some quantum leaps and everything. But we really have to do that internal work in order for us to really be able to navigate these streets with some proficiencies. And so Black Moon Lilith has been coming through in a powerfully profound way because she's sitting at the top of this trine. We got Saturn that's in Pisces at 25 degrees. We got Jupiter that's in Cancer at 25 degrees. And we got Black Moon Lilith that's in Scorpio at 24 and a half degrees, baby. And so these particular energies, right, they all coming together, really helping us to be in the truth about that business of who it is that we are. See, we getting in the business of making sure that we eliminating the doubt, the shame, the insecurities that's all around us. And Black Moon Lilith ties us into that. And so with that, I really wanted to talk a little bit about this particular energy because it's really going to help us to tap in, to dial in to the frequency, the energy that's really going to help us to really bring our authentic expression. See, in astrology, Black Moon Lilith represents a point of power and independence, you see. This is where we break free from all of the teachings, all of the societal norms and everything, right? So that we can express ourselves unapologetically and unashamedly. And each of the zodiac placements that we have, they offer a unique lens through the zodiac where we can understand our true selves. And so as I go through each of these zodiacs, this is going to give us an idea, a glimpse of how we can utilize this Black Moon Lilith energy to really help in elevating ourselves and bringing that component of self-love that this moon in Taurus is bringing, because the full moon in Taurus is really all about our self-worth, right? And this is really going to really help us to tap in the truth of who it is that we are so that we can really begin navigating these streets with truth, with authenticity, right? This is what makes you most magnetic. Not when you're trying to get in where you fit in, to go along to get along, but standing out from the crowd and being the truth and who it is that you are. Black Moon Lilith is that energy that's going to get you there. Now, there ain't no Black Moon that's Lilith that's out here in these streets out here. It's a point on your chart that really helps you in being able to find that particular level of authenticity. It deals with where your shame is, where people try to tell you, no, this ain't what it is. You need to be about the business of, and all of this particular stuff. This is where you step into your truth. And so I'm going to run through the zodiacs quickly, and then talk about this particular energy because I got a channel from the Black Moon Lilith that's really going to help us along our journey as we move forward in these particular cosmic streets, no doubt. And so I want to talk about Aries Lilith because, see, that Aries Lilith is a fiery one, no doubt. And this is about you really tapping in and unleashing your fierce independence and your pioneering spirit. See, for you to really begin tapping into your most authentic self, you want to embrace your warrior heart. And so, of course, you know me, I deal with the style tip and everything like that. And so if you find yourself expressing yourself energetically in your clothes, wearing more bold colors and everything, these are things that's really going to help you to really begin embracing the truth and who it is that you are. So find those things that help you to dial in, to tune in. What does that look like for you? Is it the color red? That's a warrior red. Is it a gold color or something like that, right? Sometimes leather makes you feel a little bit more of the warrior and everything. An auspicious hat maybe might be. Oh, I said I was going to do this quickly, didn't I? Okay, let me stop it. The Taurus, no doubt. Now, if you have that placement of Taurus, of Black Moon Lilith and Taurus, you want to relish in your sensuality in life. You want to value the beauty and pleasure and authenticity, just being grounded in your truth, baby. So make sure that you dialing into those things that's really going to help you to be able to do that. If you dialing into the earth tones, that's one of the things that I do to do that. But you find how you do that, and this is really going to help you in really standing out from the crowd, no doubt. Your Gemini Lilith, you want to trust in your curiosity, communicating freely and all of that, right? Making sure that you ain't afraid to speak up and speak your truth. You got to let your voice be heard, Gemini Lilith. Because this is what's going to have you standing out from the crowd, because somewhere along the line, somebody told you you was talking too much or doing too much and whatever, what have you and everything. But this is superpower for you. You want to tap into that. And so finding those colors that's really going to bring that about, working with that soda light, no doubt, is going to definitely help you in being able to dial into that particular energy, no doubt. The Cancer Black Moon Lilith. You want to honor your emotional depth and your nurturing nature. This is another superpower. See, you got to recognize another thing that's real. And see, these Black Moon Lilith placements is where superpowers is at. And so you want to make sure that you really accentuate in these particular energies, finding those things that's really going to help you to get in alignment with those particular energies, because this is where you're going to stand out and be set apart from the rest of them. This I assure you. So Cancer Lilith, make sure that you honor in your emotional depth, your nurturing nature and everything. Make sure you out here giving all that love out here. You know what I'm saying? Not the folks that don't deserve. Stop that foolishness, right? But love fiercely and protect your authentic self. Let's do that, no doubt. Black Moon Lilith and Leo, you want to shine your light brightly, baby. Leo energy is supposed to shine. I don't give a damn what them haters tell you. Do it. You understand what I'm saying? Do it. You got to embrace your creative power and let your inner sovereignty, your inner royalty reign on the throne, baby. You got to put on the crown and boldly take the seat of the throne in your life, no doubt about that. And whatever that is and what have you that helps you to do that, whether it be a new hairstyle that's really going to bring you to the next level. And watch putting them bullshitting ass hair weaves in your hair, right? Because listen, I used to wear them shits long time ago. I understand how that go, but most of them hairs is synthetic. And if they ain't synthetic, they coming from folks that was traumatized. You understand the hair is an antenna, right? And so if you getting your hair from somebody that just came up out of traumatic experience, your energy field is going to be distorted. You feel what I'm saying? So you really want to be mindful of that shit. Or even if you just got to wear the hair weave, you just got to wear the wig, you just got to do it that particular way. You make sure you running that shit through some frankincense and shit like that, right? So that you're really resetting that particular energy and everything, because these shits right here, I'm telling you, they to your detriment. I wish that we could get into a space where we could just love who the fuck we are. But you know what I'm saying? It's a work in progress, and I can respect that, no doubt. Virgo Lilith, let's get it. You want to embrace that keen perception and wisdom, baby, because you understand that the devil is in the details, and you got to find grace in doing that, right? You got to make sure you ain't sitting around being no petty ass nitpick and everything. Find grace in your authenticity and everything. And when you do that, baby, this is what's going to set you apart from the rest of them. Because even though they tell you, nah, you doing too much, you don't need to be picking folks apart and everything like that. See, your keen eye for detail, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Remember that, huh? No doubt. And then the Virgo Lilith, right? I mean, not the Virgo, I'm sorry, the Libra Lilith. Let me get it right. You want to balance your relationships while staying true to yourself. This is what's going to really help you to move into a whole nother level of truth. Letting your spirit roam free, allowing yourself to celebrate the beauty within and around you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Scorpio Lilith, dive into your transformative power. You want to celebrate that profound resilience and strength that you have. That's a superpower, no doubt. But you know that. You know that. Celebrate that shit, no doubt. Sagittarius Lilith, seek truth through adventure and exploration. You got to let that spirit roam free. This is the business you about. You understand what I'm saying? And so really tapping into that particular superpower where you allowing yourself to be free to do you, be you. This is what's going to set you apart. I assure you. Capricorn Lilith, you want to channel that ambition and authority into authentic endeavors. I'm talking about shit to speak to you, not shit that's just going to make you money and everything. And so now we on this Taurus full moon and everything. This is going to be an auspicious time for you to really begin sitting and thinking about the things that really speak to your heart. Because I promise you, when you doing things that really is authentic and true to what you love, this is when your money will climb, I assure you. Really, when your money will start climbing. And so Capricorn and Lilith, make sure that you channeling your ambition and authority into authentic endeavors. stand firmly in your power, no doubt. No doubt. So, Aquarius, Lilith, let's get it. You want to identify, you want to innovate because that's what Aquarius energy is, right? Defying those conventions, thinking outside the box. You understand what I'm saying? Embracing your unique perspective because this is what is going to be inspiring to others. You understand what I'm saying? That sets you apart. It makes you magnetic. It really enhances your gangster. And so you really want to make sure that this is something that you're doing. Your uniqueness is your superpower. I need you to understand that. And then last but absolutely not least, that Lilith in Pisces, baby. And that Lilith in Pisces, see, you got to make sure that you are navigating the depths of your intuition and your creativity. Piscean energy, highly intuitive and creative, no doubt about that. So dream limitlessly when you express your soulful wisdom, because I promise you, I know any of these Pisces is out here that's in their power, that's about their business. I assure you, baby, this is where their magnetism lies at, no doubt about that. And so remember, you got to recognize the Black Moon Lilith placement is about recognizing your inner desires. It's about your inner truth. Understand what I'm saying? And this is about you accepting yourself. It's about being empowered in your self-worth. And so while we have this full moon in Taurus right now, that's really asking that we embrace our self-worth. Black Moon Lilith placement is going to help you in dialing directly into owning that. And so with that, let me get this quick channel and then I'm going to call it today. Black Moon Lilith says, do not be afraid of who you are. When you hide your shame, you miss an opportunity for liberation. Burdens are lifted and released simply by owning all aspects of ourselves. We have been taught to be a certain way or express ourselves in a way that makes others feel comfortable. But I implore you to be true to who you are and allow it to free you. This is your life. Why are you living it for someone else? Disapproval from others is a them problem, not yours. So stop wasting time convincing and explaining. You owe them nothing of the sort. They can live their own path. You have your own way to go. This does not mean that there has to be an altercation with that. See, when you free, you realize that you don't have to fight for your position. You simply take it. You are the center of your universe, and you can't be that if someone else is controlling your behavior. You are who you are. You like what you like. So be who you are, and you will find that others respect you more for doing that. So be your own best friend first, and watch your entire world shift. A life without shame is a life well lived. Come on now. Now, this is what I'm talking about right here. Tapping into the Black Moon Lilith energy is going to really help us move into a whole nother level of authenticity and power, baby. And I'm liking this a whole lot on this Taurus full moon that encourages us to embrace our self-worth. Because when the sun is in Scorpio, it is asking us what needs to die in order for our transformation to take place. Scorpio energy asks us to examine, doing a deep dive so that we can make that happen. And Black Moon Lilith will absolutely take you there, no doubt about it. And so with that, I want to send out so much love. Make sure you're working with Ganesh that's going to help you in overcoming those obstacles and challenge. Working with Black Moon Lilith that's going to really help you in embracing your authenticity and everything. And this right here is going to help you to be empowered, to boldly take the seat of the throne in your life and become that king that queen that you came here to be, baby. You in the business of being a badass, and don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. I want to send you out so much love and so much light. Peace and light. Peace and love.